And that important thing is that he would tell Louis Fisher how it dawned on him to tell the British, to urge the British to move out of their country. Now, his words, Gandhi's words that is, can be understood very easily in a simpler way if we understand what he meant. He meant that he would tell Louis Fisher how it occurred to him that the sooner the British left India, the better it would be for the Indians. And towards the end, on the last page of this chapter, Gandhi tells him another very important thing. He tells Louis Fisher that it is during this particular movement or this episode that he realized that the British had no authority to order him about his own country. Again, simply put, what Gandhi meant was that he being an Indian national could not take orders from the British regarding where to go and which part of India not to visit. And these are two realizations that dawned on Gandhi as a result of this movement only. And that is why, as I have already told you, in the previous slides, that this movement was a turning point in Gandhian political life. Important from examination point of view. Very, very important from examination point of view. Another very important point of view, another very, very important landmark as far as this particular chapter is concerned is the fact that Louis Fisher talks of Gandhi's political philosophy. Gandhian political philosophy. And it is again very important from examination point of view. And Louis Fisher tells that Gandhi had no political philosophy. Gandhi was not loyal to any one political denomination. He was not loyal to any one political denomination. Gandhi's political philosophy was rendering help to the poor, to bringing an uplift in the life of the downtrodden. Gandhian political philosophy was intertwined, as if inextricably linked with bringing an uplift in the lives of the poor. This was his political philosophy. He was not loyal to any one political ideology, or you can say ideology. And the way Gandhi resolves the conflict of duty that he experiences in the court of law is again very, very important from examination point of view. Let's go back to it once again. He says, Gandhi tells the court of law that he experienced a conflict of duties. He was a lawyer, and as a lawyer he would have set a very bad example if he disobeyed the British law. But then if he obeyed the British law, he would have to leave Champaran and go out, and in that case wouldn't have been able to help the sharecroppers. And the important manner in which he resolves this conflict was, he tells the judge with due respect that he did not decide to stay back and defy the British law because of any want of respect for the British law. No. He decided to stay back, which amounted to his defying the British law, in order to he resolved to obey. He resolved to stay back, which amounted to his defying the British law, not because of any want or lack of respect for British law, but he wanted to obey the law of the higher law of being, his inner voice, that is, his conscience. He wanted to obey his voice of conscience, which wanted him to stay back and render the humanitarian service of helping the British, helping the Indian sharecroppers. This is one very important. Next important thing is the turning point, how this Indigo acts as a turning point in the Gandhian political life. And you may also be asked to elaborate on this very, very important statement, the manner in which Louis Fisher ends his excerpt. Self-reliance, help to the sharecroppers, and Indian independence were all bound together. This particular important thing were all bound together. This entire lesson, this entire discourse expands this, because, as Gandhi said, freedom from fear is more important than legal advice of any kind. And why was this important? Why this was important was the fact that if the Indians are freed from the fear, they could stand up and demand what was due to them. One last thing. Charles Freer Andrews' name cropped up in our discussion. Here he is, Charles Freer Andrews. He was a British pacifist. Now, pacifism is non-violence. Pacifism is nothing but non-violence. So he was also a follower of non-violence, as Gandhi was. This is what it is. This is what it is. Okay. Then the important incident that takes place at Dr. Rajendra Prasad's place, wherein Gandhi is not allowed to draw water from the well on the premises. And the reason was that untouchability, because those particular servants, although they recognized Rajkumar Shukla, but they did not, they had never seen Gandhi. They did not recognize Gandhi. And to know whether a person was untouchable or not was very important, and there was no way they could find out whether Gandhi was